Good afternoon, everybody. Hey, how you doing? Hey, welcome to IGS Words of Life Messages. Today, I'm going to talk to you about it's time to grow up. Why are so many of us immature? Our children look up to us to be examples, but how can they look up to us when we're on the street using profanity like it's our only language? When you use profanity, you are showing constriction in your vernacular. It's time to grow up. I see guys on a daily basis walking around with their pants hanging down off their behind like it's cool or something. Fellas, wearing your pants off your waist only says that you are advertising your backside. It's time to grow up. Paul says, when I was a child, I spake as a child, I thought as a child, I understood as a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things. Paul's saying, back in the day, I did everything a child did, but when I matured, I changed my behavior. We have to change who we are as a people, as parents, as teachers, as members, as ministers, and the leadership of this country. It's time for us to mature. The Latin word for mature is adultus. Adultus means grown up, adult of age. It's time for us to grow up and act like the adults of age. The young people of this nation is watching us. I don't believe that they like what they see. They don't see adults. They see adults acting like children. Each and every day we have to be a living example to our children and not a living disappointment. When I was younger, I was very angry because my father had a habit of making promises and not keeping them. From a child who buried his name and looked up to him, that hurt. A man who doesn't keep his word is not honorable. Men, if you make a promise to your kids, honor it. The word says in Numbers 30:2, if a man vows a vow to the Lord or swears an oath to bind himself to a pledge, he shall not break his word. He shall do according to all that proceeds out of his mouth. Young men, in closing, young men, it's time for you to pull up your pants and metamorphosize your vernacular. In English, change your vocabulary. A man isn't going to hire you with your pants down to your ankles and saying, what's up, you hiring? My pastor is a manager and he has a famous quote which he lives by. Slow to hire, quick to fire. He says if any person walks in and he starts speaking that you got a job, you know what I mean? I'm trying to get a job. He would ask them to leave. It's all about the first impression. When you're looking for a job, dress to impress and have your resume ready. Go in talking the king's language. Go in speaking English. If you don't know what I mean by king's language, go in speaking English and not Ebonics. If you're an adult, act like an adult. Our children is watching us, and kids are great at mimicking what they see. So if you don't want them to copy your childlike behavior, stop. Act like an adult. Be a living example and not a living disappointment. I'm gonna say that one more time. Be a living example and not a living disappointment. Be a man of your word. The worst thing you can do to a child is lie to them. My father made numerous promises that he didn't keep. After a while, I became numb to the lies that he told, and so did my brother. I promised God that I won't be like my father. If I promise my son, no matter what, how busy that I am, that I am that day, I'm going to make it happen or explain to my son why I couldn't do it. Lying to my child is wrong, and it's a sin before God. And if you are doing it, you need to repent. It's time for you to grow up, men and women of God, and be who God has called you to be. It is high time to put the immature ways behind you. It's time to change your language. It's time to change your vernacular. It's time to act like an adult. It's time to grow up. It's time to put away the toys. It's time to grow up and be the responsible person that you're supposed to be. And please, by all means, if you make promises, keep them. For a man who does not keep his promise is not honorable. Be blessed.